Hi everyone. My name is Shao Ching. You can also call me Savannah. Today I will be presenting my brand positioning analysis for ASIC. In this presentation, I will analyze ASIC position in the athletic footwear market by examining its competitive landscape, point of party, and difference and overall brand equity. I will also incorporate findings from primary research and provide strategic recommendations. ASIC is widely recognized as a performance-oriented sports brand, particularly within the running category. Its philosophy, a sound mind in a sound body, reflects a strong focus on both physical performance and overall well-being. The brand has built its reputation through biomechanic, scientific research, and technical innovation, making it highly credible among serious runners. This slide outlines the market frame of reference for ASIC. ASIC operated in the global athletic footwear market with a strong focus on performance running shoes. In this category, brands are expected to deliver high levels of performance, quality, and innovation. Key competitors include New Balance and Puma. New Balance focus on comfort and everyday wearability, while Puma emphasizes fashion and lifestyle, targeting younger consumers. Compared to these brands, ASIC is more strongly positioned it as a performance-focused brand, highlighting biomechanic, technical design, and functionality. However, the market is increasingly shifting to our lifestyle and emotional appeal. This means that while ASIC has strong credibility in performance, it may be less competitive in areas such as style and emotional connection. To understand ASIC position, we compare it with key competitors New Balance and Puma. ASIC is clearly positioned as a performance-focused brand. It places strong emphasis on biomechanic, technical design, and functionality, which give it high credibility, particularly among serious runners and performance-driven consumers. This positioning reflects its long-term investment in sports science and innovation. In comparison, New Balance adopts a more balanced positioning. While it still delivers performance and quality, it also emphasizes comfort and everyday wearability. This allows New Balance to appeal not only to athletes, but also to casual and lifestyle users who value both function and style. Puma takes a different approach by focusing more on fashion, young culture, and lifestyle branding. It integrates sport with streetwear and cultural relevance, often using influencer marketing and celebrity collaboration to engage younger audience. This makes Puma more emotionally and culturally connected to consumers. There are several shared attributes across all major brands in this market. First, all three brands place strong emphasis on performance and innovation. Features such as cushioning, stability, and durability are essential across all products. Each brand invests heavily in research and development to improve product functionality and meet the need of both professional athletes and everyday users. Second, a strong sport-related brand image is also a common requirement. All three brands are closely associated with sport and athletes, with which helps build credibility and trust. In today's market, being recognized as a performance brand is no longer a differentiator, but rather a basic expectation. Third, sustainability has also become a point of parity. Brands are increasingly adopting eco-friendly materials and reduce their environmental impact. As a result, sustainability is now seen as a standard requirement rather than a unique advantage. Overall, these shared attributes like performance, brand credibility, and sustainability represent the minimum threshold for competition. This means that while these factors are important, they do not differentiate brands but instead determine whether a brand can even compete in the market. Compared to New Balance and Puma, Asics differentiated itself through a strong performance-first positioning. The brand places a clear emphasis on scientific and technology-driven product development, particularly within the running segment. Unlike competitors that balance performance with lifestyle or fashion elements, ASIC maintains a focused identity centered on biomechanic and sports science. For example, its signature gel cushioning technology enhances shock absorption and energy return, making it particularly appealing to serious and long-distance runners. In contrast, New Balance combines performance with comfort and lifestyle positioning, while Puma focuses more on fashion, young culture, and influencer-driven branding. This makes ASIC stand out as the most clearly defined performance-oriented brand among the three. In addition, ASIC strengthens its differentiation by continuously investing in core technologies such as gel and pure gel, reinforcing its technical expertise and innovation capabilities. This strategy focus enhanced the brand's credibility and authorities, particularly within professional running communities and marathon contexts. Overall, ASIC point of difference lie in its strong association with performance, science, and technical excellence, which creates clear value for performance-driven consumer. However, while this positioning builds trust and expertise, it may also limit the brand's emotional and lifestyle appeal compared to its competitors. In terms of awareness, as it demonstrates strong global recognition, particularly within the running and performance segments. This is largely driven by its long-term focus on marathon running and professional athletic communities, which has strengthened its visibility in performance-related contexts. The brand is consistently also associated with long-distance running events and professional athletes, allowing it to build strong recall among consumers who are actively engaged in sport. This strong awareness is also supported by its financial performance. As shown in the chart, ASIC reported total net sales of approximately 678.5 billion yen in 2024, with key regions such as Europe and North America contributing significantly to its overall revenue. These figures indicate that ASIC has achieved broad international market coverage and maintains a strong presence in consumers' consideration set across multiple regions. However, an important insight here is that high brand awareness does not necessarily translate it into strong brand associations. While consumers recognize the brand, they may not strongly associate it with specific attributes beyond functionality, which create a gap that will be explored in the following slides. ASIC is positioned around the concept of human-centric science, which emphasizes biomechanic, functionality, and performance. This means the brand is not only focused on selling products, but also on improving human movement through scientific innovation. One key example is this gel cushion technology, which is widely recognized for providing shock absorption and comfort. This reinforces ASIC image as a technically advanced and performance-oriented brand. In addition, the brand's philosophy "Sound Mind, Sound Body" extends its meaning beyond physical performance to include mental well-being and more holistic approach to health. At the same time, sustainability initiatives such as reducing carbon footprints and using responsible materials help strengthen its image as an ethical and value-driven brand. As a result, ASIC is widely perceived as professional, reliable, and purpose-driven. In terms of consumer evaluation, ASIC is generally perceived as a high quality and high functional brand. Consumers associate it strongly with attributes such as comfort, support, and durability, which are essential in performance footwear. For example, models like the Gel Nimbus series are widely favored by long-distance runners due to their cushioning and stability. These perceptions are closely linked to ASIC technological innovation and performance-driven design. This strong functional evaluation is also reflected in the brand's financial performance, including revenue growth and increasing operating profit, which indicate positive consumer response and purchase intentions. In addition, ASIC has strengthened consumer experience through its digital transformation and directed to consumer strategies, such as improving online retail platforms and customer interaction channels. However, while the brand performs strongly in functional evaluation, its emotional engagement remains relatively limited. Consumers respect the brand for its performance and reliability, but might not feel a strong emotional connection or lifestyle attachment compared to competitors. ASIC builds relationship with consumers primarily through its running ecosystem and community engagement. For example, digital platform and running apps allow users to track their performance and stay connected with the brand on a regular basis. In addition, collaboration with professional athletes help enhance the brand's authenticity and credibility, reinforcing trust among performance-oriented consumers. This interaction enables access to become part of consumer daily routines, rather than just a product provider. However, despite this effort, the relationship remains largely functional rather than emotional. While consumers engage with the brand for performance-related purposes, there is limited emotional attachment or deeper lifestyle connection compared to competitors. Exec demonstrates strong brand equity through its clear positioning in performance running and its emphasis on science-driven innovation. The brand is widely recognized for delivering high-quality, functional products, particularly in terms of comfort, support, and durability. However, these strengths do not fully translate into emotional engagement compared to competitors that integrate lifestyle and emotional appeal. ASIC remains more functions oriented, resulting in weaker emotional differentiation and a more limited ability to build deeper consumer attachment. A small scale survey was conducted to explore consumer perceptions All respondents were familiar with ASIC, indicating high awareness. However, when asked which brand they associate more with professional running, only 40.5% selected ASIC, while 57.1% selected Nike. This reveals a gap between awareness and association. Although ASIC is recognized, it doesn't strongly occupy the performance position in consumers' minds. This suggests weaker mental positioning compared to competitors. The key finding is that ASIC is perceived as functional but not emotional. While the brand is respected for its performance and quality, it lacks emotional distinctiveness. This leads to moderate purchase intention, weaker brand performance, limited emotional loyalty. This is a critical limitation in today's market. So about the recommendation, I think first of all, strengthen emotional connection. Aztec should strengthen its emotional connection with consumers by incorporating storytelling into its branding strategies. Currently, the brand focuses heavily on functional messaging, which build credibility but doesn't create emotional attachment. Emotional connection is essential for long-term brand loyalty, as consumers tend to develop stronger relationship with brands that resonate with their identity and values. Therefore, Aztec should create campaigns that highlight human experience, such as runners' personal journey and achievements. This would make the brand more relatable and emotionally engaging. The second one is enhance social media presence. Aztec should enhance its social media presence to improve visibility and engagement, particularly among younger audience. Compared to competitors, ASIC is less active in influencer marketing and lifestyle content. Social media plays a key role in shaping brand perception and awareness. Therefore, ASIC should increase its investment in digital marketing, including influencer collaboration and user-generated content. This would help reposition the brand as more modern and culturally relevant. Next one is adapt to athleisure trends. Axis should adapt to the growing athleisure trend by integrating style with functionality. Consumers increasingly seek products that can be used for both performance and everyday wear. However, Axis is less associated with fashion and self-expression compared to competitors. Therefore, the brand should incorporate more design-driven elements and potentially collaborate with designers or lifestyle influencers. This would expand its appeal beyond performance-focused consumers. Finally, ASIC should enhance its perceived value to remain competitive in a price-sensitive market. While a brand is known for high quality, competitors often offer more affordable or trend-driven options. Perceived value is influenced by both benefits and cost. Therefore, ASIC should balance product performance, design, and pricing strategies. This will improve competitiveness and meets diverse consumer expectations. In conclusion, ASIC is a strong performance-driven brand with high credibility and functional strength. However, the market is evolving toward emotional and lifestyle positioning. While ASIC excels in performance, it lacks emotional differentiation and lifestyle appeal. To remain competitive, the brand should strengthen emotional connection, enhance digital engagement, and integrate style with performance. By doing so, as it can build stronger brand relationship and achieve sustainable long-term growth. Thank you for your attention.